Pittman
Hey,
here.
What's up, Anthony?
what's up, fellas?
Hey, well, appreciate you joining us, man.
Glad to be here, man. I know
Yeah,
we talked earlier in the week.
yeah. Well, let's start
Excited.
there. Yeah, because the reason I wanted to have you on, we're doing a whole Movember campaign where we're all about giving back. We've raised over $9,000 for the Alzheimer's Association so far this month, and I know you are kind of one of the more active players in that locker room when it comes to giving back to the community. And a story went viral this week with Amon Ra having that really interesting, really heartfelt interaction with Lucas, a Lions fan who's a cancer survivor. I did a little digging on the story and I found out you kind of played a big part in making that happen. So why don't you kind of explain your side of the story?
Yeah, so my former college teammate Ryan Newcomb texted me and told me about Lucas's story and asked if we could do anything as a team to help. And I said, yeah, that's no problem. You know, with all the resources we have, figured I'd reach out to Mo Pearson and say, hey, can we, put together a care package or anything to help him out? And it just happens that we played Chicago that next week, and he's from Chicago, huge Lions fan. And it just kind of timed up right. We got him sideline passes, and he was able to meet, St. Brown and Swifty and Hutch. And I was there, to talk with him. So we kind of made it a great experience all around. It just kind of worked all together real good.
And did you kind of have an interaction? Do you feel like you kind of have a personal interaction now with Lucas as well?
Yeah, I say as a team we're invested now, and I know I'm definitely invested. I'm praying for him every morning, and kind of reading about the situation. Follow a lot of his family on Facebook and things like that. And I'm definitely invested now. So I'm thankful for Ryan for involving me in the situation and coming to me, and I'm glad that we could really help out.
I also want to talk a little bit more about kind of all your community work in general because, like I said, you're kind of one of the more active guys on the team doing that. I know every Tuesday is usually the opportunity for you guys to do that. It's your guys' day off, so the fact that you're spending your time with the local community. I know you're a Detroiter by native, so where did that kind of giving spirit, giving back spirit, come from, and why is it so important to you?
I just feel like as a person, I've always been a giver. I feel like I'm a real empathetic kind of person. So, seeing someone who needs help and is in a situation, I've always want to help however I can. And also at Wayne State, we did a lot of community service. And being from Detroit, it means a lot more to help out. So whatever I can do, even if it's a couple hours out of my day or something as small as getting Lucas sideline passes, I'm there to help. So that's really what I'm about, and I'm proud to do that.
You mentioned Wayne State, and you've obviously, being in Detroit for a very long time, and like you've had opportunities to play elsewhere. I know you've talked previously about like,
Mhm.
it offers from the Saints. So what's made Detroit so important to you? What's kept you? What's really the one factor you think that's really kept your feet grounded in Michigan?
Um, I say it's multiple things. First, I'm from here. I love the soul. I love the vibe of the city. I love the people. I just love being here. I love being home. And then two, just growing up and seeing, the journey of how the Lions have had a tough time winning all these years and how it's been a struggle. And we finally got some hope, winning a couple games these past couple weeks and, you know, in a position to maybe get a wild card position. So it's kind of I want to be a part of that renaissance of the Detroit Lions. So
So
that's
you were
really
you were a Lions fan growing up as well?
no doubt.
Okay. I just have to make sure because I know I've talked to some other guys who were like Pats fans growing up, including
Oh
me.
no. No, every Sunday,
But
man. Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, Joique Bell, Reggie Bush,
who was your favorite
uh,
guy from those years? Who was it? Who was it?
probably Calvin Johnson. And
All
then
Well,
right.
I'll give a shout out to Joique Bell
I
because
was gonna
that's my
say Wayne State,
that's
right?
my
Yeah,
Wayne
Wayne
State guy.
State.
Yeah.
yeah. He's got
But
a pretty inspirational story here too. Yeah, that's great.
yeah, but just seeing those guys, I used to watch them every Sunday in my kitchen at my mom's house, and it means a lot. And I root for them, and now that I'm on the team, it means even more. So I'm proud.
Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit of football and the team because I want to talk Kelvin Shepherd. We just talked to him this morning, and he's man, like he is something else. He's one of my favorite coaches to talk to in the locker room, and really maybe since I've been covering the team, he's one of my favorite guys. So I don't know what is he like in terms of just the coaches that you've been around. What makes him so unique?
Well, he kind of reminds me of one of my Wayne State coaches, John Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Coach Shep is he's a real genuine dude. He's passionate. He's a hard worker. He's very detail oriented, and he brings all that to his coaching game. So when he coaches us, we know it's no BS. If we mess up, he's gonna let us know that we messed up, and he's not having that. And I feel like it's elevated all our games. As a linebacker room, we're playing at a high level, and it's a very competitive situation. We've got guys playing great ball and leading the defense and the team on defense and special teams. That translates over with me and Woods and Board and Rodriguez on special teams. So, man, Shep's a special guy, and I would have loved to play with him, but
You just missed him.
yeah.
Just a little
One
bit
year
outside.
he was here in 2018, and
Yeah,
I came in 2019.
that's right.
So,
But
but
yeah, you mentioned special teams there. I specifically asked him a question about special teams today, and he said, the sign of a really good special teams unit is one that is led by linebackers, and I think you, Board, and Josh Woods lead the team in special team snaps. So I guess how important is that to you to not only like see yourself contributing 15, 20 snaps a game, but like also to realize that your coaching staff appreciates maybe a role that goes underappreciated nationally.
Yeah. Well, we take a lot of pride in it. I know personally, I take a lot of pride in special teams, and I know I help out on the defense, every now and again in a backup role, and when the time comes, I get in there. But I take a lot of pride in special teams, and it's important. And Dave Phipp, he puts a lot of energy and effort into it. And when you got coaches like Phipp and Shep putting a lot of energy into it, man, you got no choice but to just ball out. And
Phipp is kind of a low key funny guy, isn't he?
no, it ain't no low key about it. It's funny, man. He's a great guy, and I love sitting and listening to him talk every meeting and just interacting with him. I love having him as a coach. And when you got a guy like that, man, you want to play for him.
Does Shepard really does Kelvin have a lot of stories about kind of bouncing around the league? Does he talk about his playing days much? Because it's not that far behind him, as you said. Like he hangs it up, and then the next year you're in there. So does he?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got some stories. He was telling us, about his last year here in Detroit, the year before I came, and he was sharing, how things were, and I was like, man, it's kind of the same as my rookie year. So it was, we had the same experience. We just weren't in the same locker room together. So.
And is that experience quite different now under Coach Dan Campbell?
Yeah, it's different. Definitely different coaching staff, but same business. I was a rookie. I had to go to work, and now in year 4, still got to go to work and just execute.
It's year 4 for you, but that room is getting younger and younger. You're still, I mean, a really young guy yourself. It almost weirds me out to hear you say you're in year 4 because you're such a young guy still.
Yeah.
But tell me about the energy in that room, considering there's so many young guys in there, and how do you view the future with so many kind of young guys and not necessarily high draft picks, but guys that are hungry and young?
Yeah, I mean, we got James Houston, we got Malcolm Rodriguez, we got D Barnes. And man, I'm proud of those guys, man. Malcolm stepped up and he's been balling out. D Barnes had a hell of a week, I think a couple weeks ago, versus Green Bay. Man, I was so proud to see him ball out like that. Just working with him and knowing the kind of guy he is. I just really love seeing my guys, do good, and I'm always cheering them on. And I'm just happy to play next to him. So they're definitely the future. I would say that they're the future for a long time here in Detroit.
You too, though. I mean, you don't need to be modest. Like you're a young guy, and you're balling out on special teams.
Appreciate
that. I was
that.
gonna say you could fight Alex Anzalone for being like the veteran in that group too, and being like the leader for the LBs.
Oh man, we still got JD and and Woods and Board, they still got a couple years on me. So
How fun was it to see Jared Davis out there making those plays this week?
it's fun. I love playing with JD. He's a different kind of guy, and his passion just leads the whole room, and his hard work. You know, I've always looked up, even when I was here with him in 2019 before he went over to the Jets. You know, I've always looked up to his hard work, and when I was a rookie, he was the guy I kind of latched onto and his coattail and just follow everything he did. And now that it's full circle, you know, it's great having him back, man, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, pretty inspirational story. Even just seeing him out there on the field last week and then making a couple plays on defense. Like, do you use that kind of maybe as motivation, to be like, okay, I need to be ready for when my time is to contribute there on defense?
No doubt, because I was, you know, it's kind of backwards because he came in, you know, as a first-round draft pick, and now he's on P Squad getting elevated. But I came in kind of the same situation, you know, P Squad. I got elevated the last week of my rookie year, played a little bit, and so it's kind of, you know, I commend him for that because I've been in that situation, you know, even though we've got there at different points, but I commend him for that.
All right, I think I want to move to our lightning round here, where
We're gonna
Lightning round.
because you're a Detroiter, we got a lot of Detroit or Michigan questions for you to, you know, and let's just start with I know you're a bit of a foodie too, so best Detroit restaurant.
In Detroit?
Sure. Or Michigan. I mean, you want to spread out to Michigan or Metro Detroit or whatever you want to, your go-to place.
Go-to place in Detroit. All right. Oh man.
That's
a lot of
pressure. Do we have to do categories here?
All right, yeah. Hit me with a category.
All right. What do you think, Jeremy? Like best
pizza.
Best. Okay, we'll do best pizza first. I think this is a toss-up.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Little Caesars.
Well, okay.
Wait, what?
Okay.
No doubt. Maybe Buddy's second.
Okay. All right. I'll allow that.
We have fights in the staff on this one, but best wings.
Best wings? I'm gonna go with Sweetwater.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Vindication.
Right, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
That is the right answer. Okay. What about what we got? Best steakhouse?
Best steakhouse.
Steak?
I've been light on the steak recently, but I say Prime and Proper right now.
Okay. Yep.
I say Prime and Proper.
You got a seafood joint?
I was gonna say seafood or sushi or anything like that.
Sushi, they just opened this new spot in Midtown called I think it's Bang or Bash.
Okay.
It's about right by Wayne State.
All right.
I think it's Bash. I think that's the name.
All right. I also know that you like to travel a lot. So if you're staying local, what's your favorite place to travel in Michigan?
In Michigan? I like Traverse City.
Okay.
I've only been one time, but I like the Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice tip there. All
right. I've never. What is the Sleeping Bear Dunes? I'm from the other side. I'm from Toledo, so
it's giant sand dunes, like pretty much mountains of sand, and you can walk up them, you can ride a board down them or whatever. But they're pretty. Some get pretty steep, but they're tall, and people walk up them and do whatever, jog.
It's crazy. Like, no one would ever think of Michigan as having a place with sand dunes, right?
Yeah. It's right off the water too, so.
If you couldn't have played football growing up, if you had a different life path, what do you see yourself doing now instead, or what would you be like to be doing instead of football?
Baseball.
What position?
Just a gamer at heart.
Catcher.
Pitcher or outfield.
How late did you play? Did you play in college at all?
I played all the way up until middle school.
Okay.
And then high school, I didn't make the team at Birmingham Groves, so I stuck with football.
Fair enough. Do you
Tigers fan too?
Are you a big Tigers fan? You go out to see games a lot?
I like the Tigers. Yeah, I like Tigers.
Who's your guy? Who's your player? Who's your Tiger?
All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go way back. Back in the day. Oh man. I like Brandon Inge.
Okay, third baseman. Yeah.
I liked Pudge. Placido Polanco. Oh, Curtis Granderson. That's my guy.
Yes.
Curtis Granderson is my number
Grandy
one.
man.
That's a great one.
This
Yep.
is funny because when I hear back in the day, I'm so used to like my dad talking about guys from like the 80s or something. So to hear you talk about guys who I remember watching on TV, living and breathing all those World Series runs is just it's a kick in the gut.
Yep.
Granderson's great though.
Granted, that was my guy.
All right, my last question, as someone that's in the locker room a lot, I know Jared Davis has got the aux usually. So, just what do you think of his choices? And if you had the aux, what would you be playing instead?
Well, number one, I wouldn't have the aux
No.
because I'm not a fan of rejection. So people don't like my song choices, then I just can't. You ain't listening to my music.
Is there hold, real quick? Is there an actual aux, or is everything just done over Bluetooth now? You're just like fighting for the Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, Bluetooth.
Yeah, I was wondering how long that term's going to stick around. But no, go on. What would you be doing then?
Uh, so I wouldn't have the aux. I let everybody else handle it. But JD, I like his choices. You know, he's kind of an old soul,
Yeah.
heart, and he tones it down a little bit. You know, makes the locker room a little smooth, little vibe. You know, after practice and we all tired, so we can just and play some pool, play ping pong, just listen to the smooth music, smooth R&B.
So then, what do you have on your headphones in game day?
Me on game
Yeah,
day?
when it's just you.
A little bit of everything. I used to be like real, like hot, fast paced, like
Pump up stuff.
yeah, like real pump up music. But now I've been a little smooth, like some Afro Caribbean, some Wiz Kid, Burner Boy type. There's some real smooth stuff. Just get me feeling a good vibe. Yeah.
I gotta ask because Dan Campbell, he strikes me as someone who walks into the locker room and wants some like metal on or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Has he tried? Has he tried before, or he just lets you guys have the aux?
No, he just lets us have it on game day. He just walks in, gives his speech, and then we go out. But that's definitely sound like his music choice.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have the speech about Metallica, so yeah, that does track.
Yeah. Damn.
He knows Metallica lyrics.
Oh, okay. I couldn't name any of those.
All right, Anthony. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Good luck this Sunday, obviously in New York. Yeah, we'll keep in touch in the locker room and all that. And yeah, have a successful season. And we appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate you, Jeremy, Chris.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
buddy.
You
have a good one.
All right. Yep.